we did a report. I commissioned a report on teacher hiring in K through 12 schools across the country. And the reason that we did the report of the National Opportunity Project is we have a fundamental belief that post-COVID, parents have taken a very particular interest in their children's learning, particularly at the K through 12 level, because they saw for the first time for themselves, up close and on a regular basis, through e-learning and through the kids staying home during the process of the COVID lockdowns, what their kids were being spoon-fed in the classroom. And unfortunately, Kendall, what was being taught to them went well beyond what we typically would think in K through 12 classrooms: English, math, science, history. Instead, parents began to see that instead of education, in many cases, teachers and school boards were focusing on indoctrination, and indoctrination from one political perspective, the political perspective of the left. So at National Opportunity Project, we commissioned a report to determine how true is this? Because we'd heard from parents. I personally had heard from many, many parents that were concerned about this. How true is it that there is sort of a intent to potentially indoctrinate kids with only one side of political or social ideological arguments? And so we did a survey of and a research on 74 districts across the country. 69 of those 74 responded using FOIA requests and public information and a number of other things that we were at our disposal to compile this information. And what we learned is that in numerous schools across the country, they are looking to hire teachers to teach children, as young as kindergarten age. Not based on their qualifications necessarily or on their educational experience as teachers, but oftentimes because of where they stand politically. And the way that this is characterized throughout the process of looking to hire these folks is through diversity, equity, and inclusion, which sound like fair and things that people can get behind, but in reality are just a pretext to sort of backdoor in a particular political point of view or a particular social ideological point of view. Social justice, equity, race as a social construct as opposed to how it is as a person's personal identification. These are political terms. These are terms that are loaded and from the left, disguised as a means by which to sort of make sure that the applicant adheres to these philosophies and adheres to the notion that this is what kids should be taught, and this is the framework in which kids should be taught. Like I said previously, they sound nice. They sound like, because equity sounds like equality, and everyone talks about how diversity is our strength. But in reality, the left has just taken these terms and used them as a pretext and a cudgel in order to get their sort of social, ideological, and political philosophies into the K through 12 systems. These terms are not any different than when someone says, oh, all critical race theory is history and equates CRT to history, or that someone who has gender reassignment surgery is having gender conforming care, and they use the term care, or how abortion is reproductive justice or reproductive health. It's a misuse of the terminology in order to get what I deem to be a radical agenda into these schools.